Friday, November 26, 2021. I tried, Linda woke up this morning. Now, yesterday was Thanksgiving. Day before, I had seen some disturbing stuff on the news. I recorded. I put it up on social media immediately to protect myself and my children and anybody that is part of a network that can help get the word through to the appropriate parties, since I am not a trained, I'm just a mom who's noticing a couple of things and is very concerned. And thought she'd make mention of them because I'm pretty sure they're important to other people, in case there's an emergency, state of emergency, which I think I now am in. I don't know what qualifies. So I'm concerned about my state. So I tried now, today is Friday, calling the, Linda woke up and said she heard on a radio program there's a gentleman by the name of Sliwa who ran for mayorship in New York when de Blasio's time is over. I don't know how that really works, where there's an elect, there's not. I don't know when the elections come up, how often. They don't really publicize this on a schedule that's been made available to me. They don't mail it. They don't give flyers to the households. They have some internal system, but that's the exact same city municipality building inside Manhattan, which is a different land piece than Queens, where I am, although they say that we're included. But they removed the statue of Thomas Jefferson from the municipality and law building in Manhattan, which is supposed to help protect the outer boroughs within the state of New York and the United States system. So this gets confusing. I'm somewhere between planetary and environmental and atmospheric and cosmic in quantum realm, and I'm at ground level of feeling like I've been totally forgotten about and completely uninformed. Trying to just do my best in order to participate and cover sequences of quantum events that have happened in some form of an order that I've been able to see. Not that they might not calibrate to other people's calendars and schedules, because I don't know how they formulate those. I'm not privy to it. So Linda woke up and said there's this, so Sliwa is known as something called a guardian. I think he calls himself a guardian angel, or the guardians. He has some red, it looks like a red beret. I do not know, because I do not have military available or guards available, to ask what a green means, a blue means, a white, a red. I am unsure and unclear what these mean. However, they went with the other gentleman, which was, or so they say, that's what the news published said, that there's a mayor-elect of Adams, which poses another problem, considering they had the statue removed. I did not get involved with the election based on the fact that I could not decipher from my Thomas Jefferson perspective and Mount Rushmore perspective, with heads on coins, in a state that it has failed their obligation to communicate effectively with me while I'm here. So now I'm confused. So I tried calling the White House. I realized when Joe Biden called Al Roker at the parade, I'm like, will he make... I mean, it sounds so stupid, but I mean, the president's such an important man, and he's a commander-in-chief. I mean, the last thing I would think of, but I have something important to say, but then on the important thing that you have to say, like, where is that 911 operator directly to the person who needs to know things. And then theoretically, I'm like, well, now the president has that alert system he's supposed to of advanced knowledge. So now if he not getting his advanced knowledge rights of constitution? I am totally unclear how that works. And then there's something of there's primary beneficiaries. Those would be the ones on the face of Mount Rushmore and on the currency that is currently in circulation within state and within the United States of America. One would think that they would take priority and precedence in having free speech and having constitutional rights to protect themselves from foreign invasions and from people trying to misread for business reasons or sports friendships or things that I see all sorts of crazy things on the television that everybody's best friends, which is fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be. However, when it comes to my children and myself and I see these scary, very symbolic gestures, Linda says that this woman called into the show about the thing in City Hall. Sliwa mentions to the woman, which my mother overheard on the radio, because my mother listens to the white noise, I call it white noise radio. It's the one that has that static AM that really hurts my ears. But Linda, it calms her. She listens to it. I don't know. It's like a dog whistle for me. I'm like, oh. So, my mom said that Sliwa informed my mom and the woman that through the AM radio that the Eric Adams gentleman, who's the elect guy, what, I don't know how that works in timing mechanic, but he said that he's planning on rewriting over all of the street signs and taking out Washington, Monroe, and all of the founding fathers that built the nation and that built, he said his exact words were taking out the other presidents' street signs and converting them to something else, changing the names. Okay, now, so the cut, now I'm thinking to myself, so in Spanish, since now there seems to be a lot of Spanish speaking, I just found out from a local Colombian, the word sierra, something like that. I thought it, like buonasera, was Italian for good night, but in Spanish it means cut, like you cut a tree. That's scary. All right, anyway, because, whatever. So here we are in, so there's now, he wants to take down these street signs with founding fathers' names and president as my own commentary. I'm parlaying my own discovery at the moment for, I guess, parole or whatever. In it's OLE and I'm NICOLE and there's a PAR, PAR. There's a PAR benchmark of importance somewhere in here. Usually the golfing kids, they know these things. I don't play golf. I never learned the game, but there's some par, and then there's something about a birdie. I don't know. There is significance there. I just don't know what, because I haven't been taught their rules or their whatevers. So I have to think about this. So I called the White House, but now the White House, I did not know, because I would never call unless I knew exactly what words I needed to say, because sometimes the words don't even come out right. You're like, right, okay, I gotta alert the White House, but now, state, if I'm in my state and I feel my constitutional rights have been threatened, then I have the right to oversight that would be located in Washington, D.C. Is that why they have their own district that functions like, just like you got a papal state and Vatican? It gets confusing because nobody really explains. They expect you to figure these things out, and this is a big thing if you get something wrong. So, so I called the White House, or the number that I found on the iPad internet, the MaxiPad internet, on my Google account, on my Android phone, and whatever. It's painted on, it's painted, like stock, I didn't get a book, but it's just like somebody wrote something personalized and just stuck it up on, like, here. We didn't want to deal with you that your whole life, but like they said we have to be nice to you, so there you are. Like, that's what it feels like. So anyway, so I took that phone number and I called, and then I had to push an extra 80, which I did. But then there was something that says they're not open, which, again, yesterday was Thanksgiving. I don't know if it's a national holiday, but White House seems to be a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job, so kind of like a mom. I don't know. So, but there was no way to leave a message, and then they hung up. I have to call back on a Tuesday, it says, which I will. But again, I'm putting this video up of these, and then it's like, okay, so now my state has foreigners in it. I mean, my mom and I were born here. My dad, I guess, technically is a foreigner, but not really, because he came here when he was 7, but again, that's an excuse a lot of people use. But my mom, for sure, my mitochondrial DNA that I came out of, that I can say for sure that's, again, if mom went out on a whatever, you never know about the dads, but the mom I know for sure. So I came out of her and she was born here. So now I'm born here and my children are born here. So I've got a star core logic of 3 stars in a linear fashion for timing mechanic. And now there's definitely foreign kids that come here. I've verified that from all different. They beseech me because I can't verify where they come from, but they beseech me because I can see them, but I can't vet or verify that they really came from wherever they said they came because I don't have access to that kind of research. And so they've confirmed that there are foreign people conducting themselves business and personal life inside of the state of New York at the same time, where there's some going on about removing a founding father equipment and whatnot, and that's really scary. I then see in my local area some painted things. Now, I've heard on the television, and forgive me if I get this wrong, they use the word Jewish, Jewish, for a specific star, which I've heard is called a Star of David. Again, for me, it's hearsay because I don't have a real Jewish person to ask and to be educated on in the real important things that people hold near and dear. I'm just reporting on what the humans and the earthlings have told me, and I am not a scholar in any of this. I'm just concerned. So now it shows that with it looks like flaming hair, which looks to me like it might be hate speech. I'm just saying, and it looks like it should be concerning. However, I also know if I take out all of the outside hearsay of people's claims on certain symbols and certain words and sounds, it is a triangle geometrically, and then it's a second triangle that's upside down geometrically, which for me is a balance of something in a geospatial type of a way, which is normally where I live. I live in geospatial, trying to figure out what the anatomy is acting out or doing and why, because I'm so caught off guard and in what I now am starting to worry about. So I tried calling the White House. I have to wait until Tuesday, it says, in order to call back, because there's no the direct line you can't leave a message. And I don't know, they apparently have operating hours for reporting in. And I have to think about this. So I have local municipality, more localized to downstate New York. Upstate New York, by Albany, is showing a attorney general that wants to, or what was an attorney general that wants to run for governor and challenge Hochul, but that is another, like, Eric Adams and Sliwa issue going on in upstate New York, which is concerning. At least that's what they project on the television. At the same time, there's a lot of this stuff that's going on, and it seems synchronous in a quantum logic way. But I don't have advanced knowledge and advanced notice. I'm just like, and then I found on quantum physics, or actually it's quintessential physics, not even quantum physics, it's past that, it's quintessential. They have a special, I use quintessential, but it's quintuple or something for Deuteronomy, something along those lines, where there's a wave function, but it disperses, which I feel they're using as a defense strategy, but not the Mount Rushmore people. I feel that the other side is using Deuteronomy, or what I call Deuteronomy, to disperse, and I'm feeling the seismic vibrations as I walk. There was some kind of transistor, whatever, which I called fetch, FETCH, but I think it's MOSFETs, MOSFETS, which has been hurting me. Just walking around with the electrical whatever grid being off, but I don't know if that's like a punishment, a quiet secret punishment that they're throwing at me for something I didn't know I did, or again, this gets really confusing. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. And now, of course, my children are coming over for breakfast, and I'm just going to have to put on a smile and pretend like everything is normal.